Hi there, how are you? For many kinds of businesses, it really makes sense to open a kiosk. And kiosk, like in a mall, doesn't seem like a very sexy business, or it doesn't seem like a very like attractive kind of a business, but there's so many benefits to it. And let me explain what they might be. First of all, you get a physical location. And if it's in a mall with a ton of foot traffic, okay, amazing. But it's for a tenth of the cost of, maybe not tenth, but certainly a fraction of the cost of a physical store. Not to mention that with a physical store, you really need to invest a lot of money. It's a very, very, very long-term thing. All those things, like a ton of risk. Over time, it's certainly over 10 times more expensive than kiosks. Whereas kiosks, let's say your business doesn't work. Okay, you thought it might work, it didn't work. Okay, this is very common. You can actually just quit, right? Because usually sometimes there are far shorter leases or renting schedules that you can sort of get, as opposed to a big physical location. And you just go, and if it doesn't work, okay, not as much of a commitment, so even there's less risk. Of course, you are going to be competing with reputable stores if it's in the mall. So you want to make sure that what you provide isn't something that the stores nearby provide. Okay, so this can be like maybe watch repair or selling little jewelry, or maybe if you have a food product you want to sell, maybe a food product, stuff like that. Simple stuff that you can just sell, and people walking by can get interested, and you can post a nice, attractive sign, and people will see it, and then they'll stop. And anyway, you get it. So those are the benefits of having a kiosk. It's really good for some kinds of businesses. It's sometimes really good for validating a bigger kind of business, right? If you don't want to start a big business, or you might want to kind of try it with a kiosk and see how that flies, and how open people are to whatever you're going to be selling. So it's less risky. It's also the other thing I'm forgetting. What's really cool is that it gives you a physical location, and you can use that physical location to do all kinds of online marketing, right? So let's say you have a physical location, and then you can start saying, hey, here's my address. Now you're going to be able to appear on Google Maps when people search. You're going to be able to be on Yelp, on all kinds of social local service sites, and so you'll be getting the foot traffic of a big physical location. And also you'll be able to get all the online traffic, right, of a big physical location as well. So, but the cost will be 10 times less. You see how that works? So that's really the beauty of a kiosk. And many malls have vacancies, and you can just call them all, inquire. It's really easy to get started. They'll give you a little bit of paperwork. You have to do the regular paperwork, like with city and state and county. You just call your city hall. You call your secretary of state office, get that figured out. That's the basic paperwork, and then you're ready to go. I mean, it's a business that will take far less time to get started, far less money to get started, and it's not going to make a gigantic business overnight, right? I mean, you'll have to kind of get clientele, build up. Maybe you open another one. Maybe over time you'll open a bigger business. But certainly, it's a good way to start. It has far less risk than typically you would with any other type of physical location. And really, the cool thing is also, I keep forgetting all the benefits, is that if something doesn't work, let's say you tried one type of kiosk, okay, it didn't work, you can rebrand it and change it up until you find something that really resonates with the current traffic, right? The foot traffic, I mean. So there's a ton of benefits to kiosks. It's really kind of a smart business. It's not good for every business type. Like let's say you're selling shoes. Well, there's too many shoes, right? You need more items in your store. So it doesn't work for all kinds of products, but for some things it works amazingly well. So if you're wondering about having a physical location kind of a place, think about whether a kiosk makes sense, because it just makes things so much easier.